What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to watch today from Ryan Jorge, the pitch meeting for Avatar Dos, The Way of Aqua. John, how are you?
I am a Cameron girl in a Cameron world. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, John. Leave a like. We would really appreciate that. Leave a like. Thank you to all who joined us in the live stream we just wrapped up doing. And people mentioned this. I was like, yeah, we got to watch this. Yeah. Subscribe to Pitch Meeting if you haven't done so already. Let's see what's going on.
So, you have a movie for me?
Yes, sir, I do.
I think it's about time for another Avatar movie.
Oh yeah, bring those blue kitty cats back in here. I can't wait to see what's going on with, the main character, Jake Sully. I know. That's a thing that I knew for more than 1 week in December 2009. Well, Jake Sully's back, sir, and we're heading back to that planet everybody knows and loves, which is called the Pandora. I said it at the same time as you, because of how much I love it and remember. Great.
So I'm thinking we go big on this one. Like, I want to set a world record on this bad boy.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Highest grossing movie of all time? Yeah, no, maybe. So what?
Movie with the most frequent use of the word bro. Ah, yeah, they're gonna say bro a crazy number of times.
Cuz.
Right? Bro.
Is that gonna get annoying, maybe, you think?
It won't, bro, because that's how kids talk these days, bro. It's bro-latable.
Did you just say bro-latable?
I will say, you know, the one thing I was the most forgiving about with the movie was dialogue. Because I was like, whatever. That was just my attitude the whole time. Sure. With it was like, whatever. I didn't expect the dialogue itself to be great. That was distracting because it just had me going like, Jake must have taught that, right? Was Jake showing them movies? Was Jake's be like, yeah, you called them bro. It's your bro. Like, Jake must have taught the lingo, right? Because they're mainly hanging out with other Na'vi people. They're not really hanging out with, like, modern-day American kids who are like, what's up, dude? What's up, bro? What's up, cuz?
Or inversely, they're not hanging out with, like, Samoans or Hawaiians or any, like, indigenous, people to those regions that they will be hanging out with later in the movie. So you could argue, like, like the reef people being like, bro, like, maybe tangentially it makes sense. But, yeah, like, for some reason, the only thing that really tracks is the whole Sir thing.
Anyway, we're back on Pandora, and it's been like 10 years since the events of the first movie, and Jake has a bunch of kids.
Getting busy with their tails or whatever is tight.
Yeah, so they did whatever that was, and now they have Neteo, Lo, Took, and Kiri. Was that one name? No, that's 4 names.
Fascinating.
And so Kiri's like this teenager that was mysteriously born from Grace Augustine's avatar. You know, Sigourney Weaver's character from the first movie?
Oh, who are we gonna get to play this teenager?
I got just the person, Sigourney Weaver. You think it's gonna be kind of weird to hear a senior citizen's voice coming out of a kid? Well, yeah, maybe, but
Wasn't
also...
for me.
I didn't even notice until the second
Anyway,
time.
so another kid they're raising is this human kid, Spider.
And what's his deal?
Well, he's actually the son of Quaritch, the main bad guy from the first movie. Oh, and so who's gonna be the main bad guy in this movie? Quaritch, the main bad guy from the first movie. Nice. No, wait, no, he died in the first movie, I'm pretty sure. Whoops. Nope, not a whoopsie. You're not getting a whoopsie out of me. No whoopsie? No whoopsie, sir. See, the thing is, humans are actually back on Pandora now, and Jake is leading the resistance against them.
Okay.
And turns out the humans had a backup of Quaritch's mind and memories, so they shoved that into an avatar body.
Wow, well, I guess they really wanted the expertise of,
a guy who did not succeed last time he tried. They put a bunch of money and resources into bringing back the best guy for the job. The guy who failed spectacularly last time and literally died. It's not a bad plan.
Close.
It's not a bad plan.
That is such a solid point. Even though I know it's made for joking references here. But I never even considered that. Like, the dude totally failed. You'd think they would probably want to bring in a new person who could do the job and fulfill it. But they're like, nah, he's the one. He knows them. But I'm like, he doesn't really know. A big part of the movie is him learning how all this works and everything. And he doesn't really understand the culture, how shit really goes down. So you're like, he's not actually the best person for the job.
You would think that within the 10 years it's been plus since the last movie, they would have another expert on Pandora somewhere in the organization.
You might as well have just made him. He had a twin brother too.
Yeah, why not? It's just as believable.
So anyway, Quaritch and his squad pretty much immediately run into Jake's kids, so Jake and Neytiri need to go save them. Wow, well, that little squad doesn't stand a chance against Jake and his whole tribe. Oh, no, Jake and Neytiri don't bring any backup. Why not? So the movie can happen. Oh, okay. So Quaritch ends up kidnapping his son Spider, and Jake's like, well, I guess I gotta resign as head of the resistance and move away with my family. What? Why? Well, if they stick around, they'd be putting everybody in danger. They can't win a fight against Quaritch. They literally did that in the last movie. So they move away and go live with this water clan that's all about water. Oh, water is different from forest. And for the next long stretch of the movie, it's gonna be kind of like a nature documentary with some teenage angst sprinkled in. And what's Jake gonna be up to? Oh, you're gonna like this. He's gonna lecture his kids a couple times. I do like watching disciplinary lectures. Everybody does. And so eventually Jake's son Loak becomes friends with a big old space whale. A big old space whale? A big old space whale. So they hang out. And then also Kiri has...
You know, I've heard quite a few people say that they felt like the whale part of the movie, that whale specifically, was not essential and felt like it was just out of a Disney movie or something. But it was one of my absolute favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
I when he shows up, the whale back at the end and is getting his revenge, I'm like, hell yeah.
You go,
That was
Payacon,
so
yeah.
catharsis. It's
Yeah.
such a cathartic moment. I mean, I loved the hell out of it. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, and the way they realized their perspective, like I'd never really quite seen something like that before in a movie like this.
Yeah, and it also goes to show you that, yes, whales are very, even though it's a different kind of whale, not a real
Whales are
whale.
people,
is
too.
Whales are very smart. They're very intelligent creatures.
And then also Kiri has superpowers now. She can like communicate with creatures and whatnot. Well, good for her. Yeah, so she's having a great time. Pretty much the whole movie while people are arguing or fighting, she's just looking around like, oh, okay, oh wow. Nice. But eventually the bad guys are gonna figure out where Jake is, so they're gonna keep on going with their mission of trying to kill him. Well, I mean, Jake's gone and he's not the leader of the resistance anymore. Why is their top priority still trying to take him out? Well, because see, that's the plot of the movie. That works.
It's so funny because when we were watching the movie, I did lean over to John going, is there something more to Jake that they really need? Because they really seem like they're backing his revenge quest against Jake so much. And I'm like, they don't really need him. And someone else who works a looper who came in and it was like, well, I think it's because they think he might, like, he would know their tactics and stuff because he was part of the military, so they have to take him out. I'm like, but that doesn't really come into play in the film.
The movie pretty much gives you that one line where they're like, yeah, Jake's leading the resistance, and every time we try to attack, he's always got them just so organized that they beat us in like 10 minutes.
But he's gone.
And yeah, so
he doesn't want to fight.
yeah.
Like the military is so gung ho for, I don't know. I was on board for it because I like the villain a lot. You know, always unconfident on how to pronounce his name. Quaritch. Okay.
So Quaritch teams up with these people who actually hunt those big old space whales, and they want to kill some of them to lure Jake out. Why do those guys hunt big old space whales? Because their frickin' brain juice stops people from aging. So what happened to that stuff the humans were after in the first movie? Unobtainium? Yeah, they were unable to obtain it. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, that checks out. But the thing about these big old space whales is that they're very hard to kill. Then how'd they find out about the magical brain juice in the first place? I don't know. Well, okay then. So then Jake and the ocean people
They tried really hard.
and there's gonna be a big old fight. Oh boy, here we go. And a big old space whale's gonna help them out, and it's gonna be crazy, and Natayam is gonna die. Oh no. Yeah, and so the Sully family are very sad, but Quaritch and a couple of his guys are still alive. Well, it's gonna be hard for a couple of bad guys to stand a chance against all the ocean people. Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, cause see, it's actually just gonna be Jake and his family fighting these dudes now. What happened to the ocean people? Oh no, those guys, they all left. They had to go away. They're just not there for the final fight.
Yes.
There's like some fire on the water,
during the
so
eclipse.
they gotta, head out. They gotta leave early. Yeah, they dive into the water under the fire. And so the big
Never
final
even
action
questioned
is
it.
gonna take place on this big ship that's sinking. Isn't that kind of similar to? Yeah, James Cameron specifically requested that. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, this guy freaking hates when sea vessels float as intended. He really does. And then Jake is gonna manage to choke Quaritch unconscious and let him sink to the bottom. Wow. But then that spider kid's gonna save him. What? Why? Sequel. He probably just caused a lot of future pain and suffering for his loved one. Sequel. You know, all right, you make a good point.
That really frustrated me in the movie. It was such a frustrating moment. I get the movies that has its reasons that you can pick apart as to why he would do it, but the movie does go out of its way, especially Quaritch, Quaritch, goddammit.
Quidditch.
This goes out of his way to point out, I am not your father.
Yeah.
I am just some avatar with a copy memory in here.
Yeah.
It's okay if I go.
Yeah.
In fact, they could just clone me, maybe.
They could clone 100 of me.
Yeah.
You could have 10 dads.
Don't need to save me.
Yeah,
and there was never, and I think the thing too is with spiders, he has a very specific association with what his father was like. And maybe the movie just doesn't have it in there. There was no real scenes in there that showed, oh, they're becoming a true father and son thing, and he's really getting to see such a different side to him. And I'm like, oh, after everything he done, like he went after your real family, and try really killing them. Like, nah, this that annoyed me.
I get
he hisses at him.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's that sort of like our debt is paid. Like you didn't kill me, so I won't leave you to die. But at the same time,
there's no debt paid. There's no debt at all here. Just because he didn't kill some spiders.
Well,
no, it's not cool.
That's fair.
There's a lot of people who are already like fucking typing ferociously. Like, well, you don't get movies.
We don't.
Yeah, no, just me.
That's why we're here.
Just me. They're all on your side, John.
That's right. Come.
So that's about it. What do you think? Well, I mean, the first movie made an insane amount of money, so I'm pumped. Let's get this out ASAP. Let's do it. What are you thinking, like a 2014 release date? That sounds like a great release year. Let's lock it in.
Good times. Good times. All right, Ryan George, you knocked it out of the park yet again.
Killing it.
Yet again. I don't know how you managed to write these in under 6 minutes after 3 hours later. I could do this in 6 minutes. I think that level of credit is not dished out enough to Ryan George, who can produce a high-quality pitch meeting for some of these very lengthy films in quite an efficient time. You know what I mean, guys? Very impressive stuff. All right, guys. Well, subscribe to Ryan George. What did you think of Avatar: The Way of Water? Before we go, let's end this with a Patreon. Chase Gardner.
Oh.
I want to thank you for pitching in to our live stream that we had earlier today.
Pitch.
You pitched into our live stream, and then you contribute to our Patreon. You're just giving us money all around. What you need to do is just realize that you need to write a will where your last remaining earnings and your life insurance policy goes to us.
Yeah.
So
that's only fair.
Yeah, I'm willing to consent to that. I know it's a lot of responsibility on my end, but I'm willing to take all your money if that means you are a happier person. So, Chase.
It's all about you, Chase.
I appreciate what you're asking of us. Consider it our Christmas present to you, that we are willing to take all your money after death.
Gregatar, the way of money.
Thank you, Chase, for being awesome. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. But please don't forget to unleash it all. Anything where you have investments made in stocks, your Roth IRA, savings accounts, savings bonds, funds, anywhere, make sure to send it our way. Happy New Year. But don't forget, 2023, you got a big task you got to knock out, because you never know when death might come. So you gotta knock it out faster than you might expect.
Yeah.
And if you see a guy show up at your door after signing this contract, dressed in a black suit, loading something in the shadows, like, what is going on there? Is that like a barrel? Don't worry about it. Just open that door, greet him with a big smile. Hi, how can I help you? I'm a Christian man named Chase Gardner.
Haha. May the Lord be with you.
Go through with it. Trust me, it's going to be a great greeting. It'll be over in a second.